So Carolyn, you were on a clinical trial which was testing it, and I just want to say something. Clinical trials are so important to science. I think it's amazingly important, and patients like you who actually have this thing about giving back, saying how you can give back to somebody else. I mean that's just amazing because less than 5% of patients go on clinical trials in America, are cancer patients, and it's so important. When I talk to my patients, I say these drugs didn't just appear by magic. Somebody went through the trial. There was somebody who went through the trial who said, you know what, it may or may not benefit me. It's going to benefit humanity. It's going to benefit the next person who comes after me, like you said, other women, your daughters. So I thank you for doing that.
And you don't have to be on your deathbed to do a trial.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. I think that's a very powerful message because we need more patients to learn that, and to understand that, and that you're not completely a guinea pig. These drugs, we look at safety very closely, and we're looking at efficacy. in some cases. And so tell me your experience.
So one thing that was interesting about it, and this just is very karma to me, is I was sitting in the doctor's office, and there was a copy of Cure magazine.
Of Cure magazine, that's great.
And I was reading through it because it's in a lot of oncology offices, and I just wanted to share my story. I mean, it is amazing how everything has come full circle for me. That's what I get emotional about. So I thought, you know what? And I'm a writer. Well, at that time, I was beginning to come out of my shell about writing about my cancer experience.
And how long did it take till you felt you could do that?
Well, I had to quit graduate school, a graduate degree in literature and writing. It took me 9 years to get through it because of my cancer experience. But so about 2000, I started writing in about 2010. But in 2014, I saw that I wrote an article called Good Medicine. And it was about going through this trial, because I really, really realized for the first time, the whole shebang, that, it was this aromatase inhibitor that really saved my life.
And you chose
someone with a scientific degree could argue against it, and maybe have grounds, but I didn't care. In my mind, I really thought that this was the turning point for me, the aromatase inhibitor. Because after I'd had treatment, they still found traces in a PET scan. So I wrote this article, Good Medicine, and it was in Cure. So and it was kind of acerbic. It was like, all these women complaining about getting a parking ticket, breaking a nail. And I'm like, here I am, I have no breast. I'd had my second mastectomy by that time, not because of cancer, but because the other breast was an appendage by this time. It's like I wanted to be streamlined. I was very athletic now, and it was frankly in the way. And my husband loved me no matter what.
It's amazing.
And so I had that and wore a prosthetic bra. So like, I have no breast, I have chemo brain till noon, and my eyebrows never grew back. These are tattoos. So it was good medicine that I said, good medicine that got me through all this. And, going through treatment, it's not like you're a prisoner going through a prison sentence.
Right.
No. I was a foreman for the biggest renovation project of my life. My life was the project.